Another round of Premier League fixtures has finished. It's time for the last international break of this calendar year. I'm sure Joe's buzzing about that.
I'll be happy.
Welcome to the Kicking Off Football podcast. My name is Blair. I'm joined by my former boss, now current co-host, Ben Ballantyne. You all right, Ben?
Yes, I am. After another Hull City win.
It's sitting pretty in fifth, fella.
Yes, mate. Not bad considering we were relegation favourites.
By everyone.
By everyone. I told you.
Relegation. They had you above Wednesday, didn't it? It was like 23rd, but even like fighting relegation, it was 20, like just
it
above
was like
Wednesday.
It was like Wednesday and Hull were just like everyone's guaranteed.
Bottom two.
Yeah, they've gone.
Ridiculous. And I'm also joined by my very depressed friend Joe. You right, Joe?
Yeah, living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
Yeah, you fired up that can't wait for the Liverpool back podcast this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we are negativity. Brought the whole chat down, mate.
Was the NFL good though? Did that cheer up your weekend?
Steelers still win.
They did last weekend. They've not played this weekend. They're a late kick-off tonight, which I unfortunately can't watch because I have a job. So
yeah,
the bloody job's getting away all the time.
Yeah. Bollocks.
You never know. One day we might become full-time football pundits.
We do a better job.
Well, you do a better job. We'll get into that because Roy Keane's comments at half-time, I think we'll mention. I think the main event this weekend had to be Man City Liverpool. Arsenal dropping points. Yeah, they got a big lead. It was a big advantage. I think both teams needed to win this game if they really wanted to try and put pressure on Arsenal. Joe, I'll come to you first. Liverpool seems to be got back onto winning ways. You know, I think they got a bit lucky last week against Villa in terms of Martinez giving Salah the open goal to pass in. But it was a very good performance against Real Madrid. I didn't watch the game against Real Madrid because I've got no interest in the Champions League group stage at all. But you know, 2 wins back to back wins. Were you confident today, or did you think you were going to get beat?
Weren't confident at all. Going to the Etihad's difficult anyway, but when you saw in the patch of, I don't know what form you can call it, we had obviously all the defeats on our own, and then we've had the back-to-back clean sheets against Villa, who are in form at the minute, and obviously Real Madrid, who have got a just stacked team of superstars. I didn't know what to expect. I think we sort of showed that there were a bit of hangover from how much running we did against Real Madrid midweek. Sort of like as soon as you get that, and it can just, I don't know, sort of press you and flood you a bit, especially with that sort of like 5 in midfield that they play with. It wasn't a good performance, and I wasn't confident.
Well, City have adopted the Mike Bassett Christmas tree, haven't they? Formation. That's what they're going for now, aren't they? Like, what, 3-5-2-1 or something like.
It seems that way. It's just the midfield that sort of, they just flood it, and if you're playing with a 3, it's very hard to do anything. We tried to compact it by playing narrow, and it just did not work whatsoever.
The problem is with Man City is their midfield's so dynamic, it has no structure, that he literally leaves the players to just move into which areas they see fit.
Yeah,
and they always find that extra man. They're unbelievably good at it, and it's really hard for anybody to counter it.
Well, he definitely took that Rodri being injured, and that was just making his whole team fall apart to heart, hasn't he? He must have looked at that and gone, right, that is never happening again. Like if he gets injured, that's it. It's not going to make a difference to my team.
No,
and
Nico Gonzalez is a very good player, isn't he?
I know. I saw people early on this season, because they signed him in January, didn't they? And I saw people like the second half of last season saying, "Oh, what we signed this piece of crap for?" You know what I mean? And you're like, it was like, get time, get time. And well, last night we got that early booking as well. And I thought it was a harsh booking, to be fair to him, but it didn't affect him at all. Where some players get a booking and it's like it ruins them, sort of thing. I thought he did that very well. Should we talk about the penalty? It feels like forever ago now, Joe, doesn't it, the penalty? When we were in the group chat and you were raging, when I said 50-50, I just thought, because of how fast the keeper dove out and then him falling down, in my head, like live, without the, I just think you give the referee something to think about. You know, they always say that, don't they? And I'm sure, like, we watch a lot of lower league football, that would have been given in a lower league. game, or it wouldn't have been given, and you all would have moaned about it all half going, should have been a penalty.
Yeah, I don't want to jump directly from the Liverpool game. I'm just using this as a reference. I didn't see it live, and I wasn't sure whether it was awarded by VAR or not. But I saw the penalty decision. Right, there is contact there, but it's pathetic, isn't it? It does not make you fall over. What does his knee?
I think he's already going over, isn't he?
Yeah, he's off balance already. Yeah.
Did you see the penalties in the Newcastle game?
No.
I can't remember which. It might be Sharda. I think both times. The first time there is a connection, but it doesn't get given. And I still don't think it's a penalty, but there is clear connection. He shouldn't fall over from the connection that's made. The second one where he gets sent off and Dan Burn gets sent off and he goes down, the penalty does get given. He gets a second yellow card, gets sent off. I've watched the replay about 5 times. You cannot see him touch him.
Right.
It's just bizarre, isn't it? Because then it's so inconsistent. Because in the Liverpool game, they've overruled the referee and said,
well, they bottled it on the referee. Said
there was a touch there. But I think the referee's got every right to probably believe in that moment that there is contact there, but not sufficient enough for a foul.
We bang on about it every week, don't we? Well, what is clear and obvious? Because that wasn't a clear and obvious error by the referee.
No.
And at the end of the day, he's gone over to the monitor and he's winced on his decision. And it's not clear.
It's clear and obvious when it suits.
Yeah,
slow it down. He's just slowing down. I said it the other week about boxes. You slow it down and you show that clip 20 times slowed down. It's going to eventually. It will affect someone's brain. Just looking at it, going, "Oh, he has made contact."
I don't know if you saw it today, Blair, but there were the way they showed it weren't just a video or a slowed down video. It was in stills.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are we showing? How is this a fair representation of what's happening on the pitch? No. It's literally just it's boiling it down to like micro touches, and it's not the way football.
They're taking out of context, aren't they?
Yeah, what annoyed me is he flew out, and when I said pen surely in the group chat, I meant once we knew it was looking, it was going to the monitor. It flew out. The referee's not giving it, and my brain's still programmed to watch Championship football or League One football again. Once that advantage is going on, because Man City had like 2 or 3 more attempts, and Liverpool blocked 2 or 3 shots after that. You know, to repel all that attack and then go, oh, by the way, but we're now going to have a look at if it's a penalty. Imagine being a Liverpool player. Your mentality must be like, what the fuck? I've just.
Well, that sums it up for me. That sums it up for me. That I honestly believe if they have to spend that much time to make a decision, it talks in its own. It talks for itself, doesn't it? It isn't clear and obvious. It can't possibly be, because if you have to sit there looking at it frame for frame for 3 minutes, it's almost like you're trying to tell yourself it's a penalty, and you'll keep looking at that image until it fits.
Yeah, and what annoys me is like you say, it is we've heard the audio, so we know not the audio from today, but we've heard audio of VAR decisions, and it's 3 or 4 blokes shouting over each other,
like us.
It just sounds, but it just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very professional.
There'll just be a bloke saying contact, and another bloke's going, yeah, contact on with the knee. Another guy shouting contacts over the top of it. And that referee's just stood there going, oh. It's almost being manipulated. You're seeing this still image over and over again, slowed down. Then the words are getting put in his ear.
I know someone who's been to Stockley Park and looked at the setup, and he says it's obscene. You know, of how much stuff's going off on so many monitors, everybody talking at once. You know, and they're trying to do it quickly. I can imagine he sort of was insinuating that you can understand how they can make mistakes. Yeah, just trying to cram too much into such a short period of time.
It should just be the referee gets to look at it again, real time.
Yeah, this is what I want. I think the referee. It's fine. Go to the referee and say, I think you need to have a look at this. Just show him the image, the actual play again, not the image. Again. Show him the play again. Yes, slow it down a little bit so he can see it, but not literally start going frame for frame. Yeah. Christ, it's just getting silly now. Because
anyway, luckily for Liverpool's sake, great save from.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Mamardashvili. They still try to bring that back though. They had a look at it because he's off his line. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
I know.
It's not on.
It's a great save that because it's not a bad penalty. Ireland struck that well.
Yeah. But it's just from that moment you just knew Liverpool's luck were in that game today. And once you're in this vein of form that Liverpool's in, and your luck's not, and football, funny enough, is a game of luck as well, isn't it? Once that luck's against you, it's an uphill battle. And then let's be right, Jeremy Doku just had the game of his life today, didn't he? It's just
to some extent. I mean, I think Bradley handled him fairly well for 90% of that game, up until sort of we all lost it after. So after that,
we'll get to that,
the Gakpo chance. They missed that chance, and then it just goes frenetic, and it's just all over the place.
What did you think? What did you think to Kirk has been dropped? Well, not dropped, or just Robinson just taking him out the firing range or whatever. What was it today?
I mean, obviously we're probably protecting him, but I've not really seen him. They've made a few errors here and there, but it's not been like distract. I don't get the whole sort of let's pile it all on Kirkez.
He's just
the whole team's been terrible. There's probably 3 or 4 standout players where you can say put 100% in every game and make things happen. The rest
I don't necessarily
of them
think it's Kirkez, is it? I think they're trying to just bring back a little bit of, I don't know what the word
solidarity.
is. Just solidarity of them knowing exactly, you've got 3 of them that have played together for a long time. I think Kirkez is a little bit unfortunate.
But then you look at it today, and one thing Kirkez does is he chases everyone down.
Yeah.
But Núñez has got 4 working days to put that cross in, and no one closing him down. Kirkez would be out to him in a flash. So this is where it's sort of like, how much can you blame one player? It's ridiculous. Like Salah's been anonymous. Isak's not hit the ground running. Can't really obviously fault him. He's been injured as well. Ekatike has been good, but always gets taken off way too early every game.
He brings Kears on 82nd minute every.
Gakpo, he's fantastic most of the time.
Just misses chances.
Does not pass the ball to his overlap. So that's why Kirkez looks even worse, because every time he runs up the pitch, Gakpo cuts in, loses ball, and then Kirkez is out of position. How many times I've seen it so many times this season. And it seems like when we put Wirtz at left, he's actually passing to Robertson and we make a few chances out of it.
Yeah.
It's just infuriating seeing some of the decisions. And I think Slot will be under pressure if we don't get a couple of wins after the international break, because we've got a fairly good run.
Yeah. You mentioned Núñez getting that. I've been so much time. I mean, he literally stopped the ball, looked up, and I had enough time to exactly put it exactly where I wanted to put it. I've never seen a Premier League player have that much time.
Well, that was because Van Dijk and Robertson were switching back, wasn't it?
Yeah, but can we just go before he put that cross in, that little bit of play from the Man City corner? And maybe Salah should have been strong and just put. Was it O'Reilly who had it in the corner?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Maybe should have just put him on his ass. Just push him over.
It's not necessarily that one though. It's once they break the first line of the press, Liverpool should have been smarter and made a technical foul.
But the way them Man City players had passed that ball out of that corner, I was like, fucking hell, that is unbelievable. Like, I just thought that is just great football, and then it was a great pass all the way to Núñez, and then you know what happened then. I'll tell you what about Núñez. To be fair, Pep's turned he's turned him into a pretty decent wing back, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's been playing him out there all season, hasn't he?
Yeah, but Pep's got this in him, and he can turn any half-decent player into a good fullback in a Man City side. He had bloody Fabian Delph at left-back.
What a title with him.
What a title with him at left-back.
Akena Kanji at either side at times. Guardiola at left-back. Absolutely a monster. We're probably doing him a discredit, but yeah, it's probably a bit easier, isn't it, to play fullback for Manchester City.
That's a nice £60 million fullback you got there. Anyway, it was a great cross. Ireland's got the goal. I think he's been credited for the goal, but it's definitely come off Canate, hasn't it?
Yeah.
and it's gone in. Nothing.
Annoyingly, for the
think
first 2 goals,
Mm.
Giorgio
Yeah.
would probably get to him both. But
So at 1-0, it was having an unbelievable game, I thought. And to be fair, Man City were playing like they had a bit of a axe to grind. I think Liverpool's you had the better of them over the past couple of seasons. And then the header happened. Van Dijk's headers happened. And the offside rules has been ripped up. No one knows if it's offside or if it isn't. I'm with Joe. I completely think it was fine. Because I have seen, I can't think of any examples on top of my head, but I have definitely seen a ball being played forward, player being offside, he would lift his leg up, let the ball run through him.
Yeah.
Probably Liverpool. I bet Liverpool's probably scored a goal.
Well,
like
this is where the problem lies.
It goes to the winger then crosses it in, they score. And it goes through an offside player.
It's because of the inconsistency. And how many times we can talk about this. Who was it the other year when they had a shot and he literally ran across the box in front of the goalkeeper and jumped over the ball, which completely, completely fooled the goalkeeper, so he didn't dive until the last minute. I know it wasn't like that today, but if you are that close to a ball and have to make a movement to get out of the way of it, then you're supposed to be interfering with play because you've had to make a movement.
You only interfere with play though if you're impeding someone else's ability to play the ball. He wasn't doing that, so it's a goal. Like they've posted the rules online and like what the the stipulations for an offside is. None of it is what happened today because Donnarumma sees the ball all the way. No one else can play it, so it should have been a goal. It's again, like you said, the inconsistency. But it's Man City got a goal for something even worse than that 2 years ago, but that were fine. That weren't impeding it, even though he's gone to play the ball in an offside position, missed it, and the keeper's not dove. It's just trickled in. But it seems to be just an absolute fucking abysmally unorganized. They don't know the rules. They don't know how to enforce it properly. So they shouldn't be in those powers. There needs to be a change.
The only thing, the linesman did it though. Did the linesman put his flag up for that one? Or was it? Again,
the thing is
VAR, it gets ruled out, and that's it.
Yeah. In those scenarios, the linesman would flag because because when you're looking from a side, he can't actually tell whether he's in front, because you can't get that depth perception, can you, from the side of knowing is he in front of him or not. So he would put his flag up for it to be checked.
I don't think he'd be looking at him.
This is why VAR's there, so they can look at it and say, wow, we've seen that, but you're a bit wrong. It needs to, it's just there's nothing there. They just stick up for the mates. There's absolutely no. They just make sure that the mates aren't in the firing line effectively. Or there was a touching box. You want to have a look at that, because if you'll get wrapped for that if it's deemed a penalty, you not get it. So
I bet if you go down the archives of the past three seasons, I bet there's examples of him being given and not being given.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah,
but I have definitely seen. I am no for a fact. I have definitely seen a ball being played on the floor and an offside player literally move his leg out of the way, and it leads to a goal and it's fine.
Yeah.
But if he's offside, he's offside. And I think that's what people have always said. If he's offside, he's offside. But then, like you say, it's so inconsistent. No one bloody knows. It's like the handball rule now. No one bloody knows. And it's just it's stupid. The people who should know seem to know less than us. That's the annoying.
Well, it doesn't help, does it, that the laws of the game are written in a way that are still
they're right.
Objective.
They've rewritten them now, haven't they? So it's all like subjective, like you say. So
they can just turn around and say it fits this criteria.
Yeah, it's like
rather than
it literally is like laws. It's like a lawyer speak. It's just like trying to like it's so annoying.
But the last few changes they've made to any that's supposed to improve the game has just made it worse, hasn't it? Nearly everything they've done, because again, it's all too objective.
Look, like I said, goals do change games. You know that you're going at 1-1 at half time.
Yeah, that just gives them a boost, doesn't it?
It's
even if we're 2-1 down at half time, it's still like a little bit of impetus to get back in it. But I think we started the second half pretty well, and then missed a couple of chances. And as soon as you do that against City, it's curtains as it were.
I really felt that. From the parts I watched of the game, Liverpool were just pressing in patches, which is over in years have been so good as pressing as a full team and making it unbelievably difficult. The amount of times I saw Man City just play through that press 3 passes, play through your press, and then the midfield had like 20 yards to run into and just attack you. It's
like I said earlier, it's that midfield, the way that they're set up with sort of like Gonzalez sitting and then they've got 4 in front of him just waiting basically to pounce. And as soon as you break that line of 3, because I mean, at the end of the day, we've got Gravenberch, who's been probably one of his better players anyway. We've got McAllister, who's not been his best this season, and Szoboszlai, who's pressing people further up. You've got no one behind that. So as soon as they get through that, it's like, sort of
it's because Klopp,
have a field there.
It's because Klopp would take that away from him. He just wouldn't play through the press. He'd play over it.
Yeah.
And that's what you did so much. You played a lot of the game in front of him today, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think Salah's lost like 3 yards apace.
He's lost that like fear factor. You know, when he used to get that ball, and I think people used to be scared of him. And I think as a fan, I bet you just thought he's going to score every game. And
but it was only last year he was leaving people for dead.
Well, first half of last season.
Yeah, first half of last season he was leaving people for dead. He looked like it didn't matter how old he was, he weren't going to slow down. And then since obviously the start of this season, he just doesn't seem to be able to really pull away from anyone, does he? They keep catching him.
Obviously, people are playing a lot more of a low block against us. Not today, obviously, but it obviously limits the amount of space we've got in behind. So we can't do the balls that we were able to. You've got to find a way to play in front of them, play through them.
Yeah.
But we don't seem to have found a formation yet. And it's been, we're probably like 15 games into the season, all competitions, and it just seems to still be frantic and not much tactical prowess.
It's not helping. He is tinkering a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's showing the signs of a manager who's normally on his last legs, sort of thing, isn't it? It's like he's just trying anything now. He doesn't know you don't know what to do. That's what it feels like to me, anyway, as a neutral. And like you say, he's not got the Klopp credit, has he? So like, as soon as he starts losing that ground and he's spent money, Klopp used to always have a bit of a trump card as well. Not spent as much money as everyone else. Now it's like, it's like you spend more money than anyone, mate. It's like, he's not got that excuse, has he? What do you get? What do you give? It looks highly unlikely you're going to retain the title, Joe. What do you do?
Yeah, that's already gone.
Do you stick or twist with him? I suppose.
Like, stick. I think you've got to stick. He's still a fairly young manager in context of every other manager, really. Still won as a title, playing his football. So definitely a big change from what football we saw Klopp playing to now.
Yeah.
I think there's been a massive shift this season just in general tactics in Premier League. So, and it's just a matter of finding that balance to get it to work. 'Cause now it's all very defensive. There's more, long balls, corners, throw-ins. Everyone's sort of relying on set pieces, and until we get a way around that to sort of stop it happening, then we'll see.
What has gone under the radar, but Pep's number 2 this season is Linda's, isn't he? Who's Klopp's number 2.
Yeah.
And
their set piece coach, whatever he's called, I forgot his name.
Yeah, and you look how Haaland scored a lot of his goals. It is quite how Salah scored a lot of goals. Quite a direct ball and just a run onto it and just power through people.
Yeah.
And it's
well, maybe that's how you catch Liverpool, mate. You just employ some inside men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we've had a change in that as well. I mean, we lost Johnny Eitinga, went to manage Ajax. Obviously, already been fired, but the change from him to Van Bronckhorst, I'm not sure if that were a good move, to be fair. But yeah, it might be something as simple as that, where we don't see it in the workings. We only see the manager and his talks, but there's a lot that goes on in that back office. We brought in a new set piece coach. Get rid. Get rid. We don't score and we concede a ton. So
you should have scored once.
Well, yeah, one.
I guess a lot of what people don't see is you don't actually know whether slots on the training ground with them every day in terms of actually laying off the coaches, or does he leave that sort of thing to his coaching staff and he just chips in as and when needed. Lots of managers do things very different definitely, and we don't always
Yeah.
know, do we, from day to day. That's why sometimes, you see clubs lose a couple of first-team coaches, and all of a sudden the manager looks like he doesn't know what he's doing anymore, because
Yeah,
it's not necessarily them. They're really good people managers. They're good at a lot of other things, but they
They're good at
rely
game
on that.
management, in-game management and stuff like
Yeah,
that, but the
and
actual like day-to-day sort of thing,
yeah,
yeah.
I know Jakirovic is like that, and he's made it clear, that he puts a lot of trust into his coaches for each individual area they look after, and he
Yeah.
speaks when he needs to.
Yeah, well, it's not uncommon, but a lot of managers do have the same couple of coaches who go around everywhere with him.
Yeah.
A
little entourage.
Yeah. Right. Jeremy Doku sort of a worldie for the third. Probably deserved it. I thought he had a great game. Yeah, so they've gone second, 4 points behind Arsenal. God, if you're Arsenal, you got a North London derby after the international break.
Yeah.
They drop points again in that. City win again. Suddenly it's 2 points, isn't it?
I think similar to what Joe was saying before about how tactically aware all of the other teams are in the Premier League, that I just don't think you will see those massive 100-point wins anymore, because I just think every single club is now fully prepared, aren't they? Like, who do you play now outside of Arsenal, Liverpool going toe to toe, Man City, Chelsea maybe. Everybody else will set up against you and play a low block. Everyone will. And it is making it, and so they should, because it's the only way they can keep in the game.
But they're all athletic, aren't they? So once they do spring the counter attack, it's not it used to be like you used to have one fast player, get it to him, he's quick.
Yeah.
Now it's now everyone's quick.
Yeah. Well, it's teams are just setting up to literally win on transitions, aren't they? That's what the game's evolved to now, especially in the Premier League. All about transitions.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make it exciting, and I like it because I don't think anyone's going to run away with it. Because of that reason, everyone's going to drop points, whether that's losses or just a few draws here and there.
City seems to be the only team with a proper superstar in their team, though, don't they? With Haaland, everyone else, Liverpool and Arsenal seem to be proper teams, right? Whereas I think City have that, we can play shit today, but he will just get us out of it, sort of thing.
Liverpool of last year.
Yeah. I think Haaland's on another level at the moment. It's like screwed. Move on to Arsenal quick. Half an hour gone already. We've got to burn through the rest of the fixtures now. Oh yeah, Roy Keane's comment, Joe. What did he say? Something.
Well, the rules are.
Yeah.
It's nice to get back quicker. That is just top level commentary.
He loves it, doesn't he?
He was being serious though, and he's trying to make a point, and he's just sounds like such a fucking idiot. Oh, I know it's heat of the moment. Half time. We've got 15 minutes to talk about stuff, but come on.
Arsenal drop points, like I mentioned, away at Sunderland. We said, didn't we, about Sunderland's team looked good this season. Unfortunately, a lot of it's going to go to AFCON.
Yeah.
End of December. We said they need to get a lot of points on the board before that happens, but they seem to be. And that place is buzzing. The momentum's huge in football. From the fans to the players. They're absolutely got their tails up. It's crazy when you think. You look at Sheffield United, a second bottom in Championship, and Sunderland, fifth in Premier League, and it literally came down to. And Sheffield United were leading that playoff game at one point, and it literally was a last-minute goal by a legend. And fortunes are so different, isn't it? And obviously that momentum of winning that, getting into the playoffs and winning the playoffs, is carrying them through it. Next season they might be third, they might be just bottom half. But this season they're just in that vein of form at the moment. Nothing, they can't do anything wrong.
I think it's the fans just galvanising that club. I watched it yesterday. It starts before kickoff. Everyone's in there, singing, getting sort of the juices
40,000, isn't it? 42,000, and they get in.
And you can't hear away fans because they're up in they're not even at stadium really. But then you've got such a good atmosphere, and it just really pushes them players on. I thought they played fantastic against Arsenal.
Yeah,
they've set up really well, haven't they, for the Premier League? I think the business has been good. They've bought a lot of strong athletic players.
I know Leeds could have a right team, couldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they could have basically just had a look at Leeds' shortlist and just took them all. But Granit Xhaka, mate. Granit Xhaka, I tell you, right, we've seen him so many times run a football match being captain of his country against clubs, against countries which are way, way better than Switzerland on paper. And he absolutely knows how to run a game of football, doesn't he? Whether that's him on the ball, him being a shithouse in between, or whatever it may be, I just think he's very, very good at managing a game of football.
He's got no pressure at Sunderland. When he was the captain of Arsenal, it was immense pressure. He gets scrutinised for everything he did. He went to Leverkusen. Leverkusen, before Xabi Alonso, was in Germany nicknamed Bayer Neverkusen because they could never do it. They never won the big one. And, they almost looked at like what Spurs were like in England, in Germany. So he goes there, again, the pressure's off. Enjoy your football. And he was brilliant. Now he's on to Sunderland. We know he's a good footballer, but at Sunderland, he's not got that immense pressure that you have when you're captain of Arsenal. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's a lot more fluid, isn't he? Sort of, you can see he's a bit more loose and not as tight, and everything he does works pretty well.
So at Arsenal, he got under his skin, didn't he? At Arsenal, the fact that the fans just hated him, didn't they? At one point,
he got a lot of shit and
scrutinised for anything.
He got a lot of shit off Pete Reid, to be fair.
It's never a good idea, is it? To even when the fans are probably in the wrong to attack them.
I think when the fans turn the player, I think the best thing is just get rid.
Yeah,
there was no. It's very difficult to turn him around, isn't it? Because
I think he did do that at Arsenal, though, Xhaka. I think he left on a more positive light.
Yeah.
In the end,
in that
not
season,
many players do turn it around.
In that season, I think a lot of Arsenal fans will still blame him for losing his head at Anfield and costing Arsenal the title.
Yeah. Well, he did that plenty of times, didn't he? He's good at losing his head, but he's probably a bit more experienced now. But talking about another ex-Arsenal player, how good's Dan Ballard, by the way? What a centre-half he is.
I love that finish.
He ain't going to be there long, is he?
That was a great finish, and that one touch, set it on your left, just smash it with your right.
They're the unstoppable strikes, aren't they? I miss the times. I think we spoke about it a few episodes back where people just hit it from range, and we've seen a few.
Daniel Agger.
Yeah, I mean Daniel Agger. Alex at Chelsea.
Chelsea. God, he can have it a ball, can he?
John Arnorisa, all of them just to absolutely smash a ball, and not as many players do it anymore, and we don't see as many, fun goals and stuff. Well, you don't see as many mistakes. No. And you look at a few of them this weekend where they just hit it, and it's either just rifled in because it's a nice strike, or it's took a couple of deflections and bobbled in. Yeah. And you're like, well, you never know what can happen.
Before that game of football yesterday, Arsenal hadn't conceded in 9 games in a row.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy. And to concede 2, I mean, it's quite. Yeah. It's quite. Well, I think Arsenal probably needed it, but Arteta's probably going to use that. So he probably needed that because I bet you thought he was invincible. And by the way, you're not.
Arsenal were not great, mate. As good as Sunderland were, and it was a well-deserved point, Arsenal were not great by any means.
They looked rattled a lot of the game.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Isidore seemed to rattle both centre backs, and then as soon as you sort of put a bit of pressure on, they seem to be a little bit more like, I don't know what to do here.
Usually, Gabriel goes into a physical battle with someone, usually outpowers them, and that's over and done with. And even though he was winning some physical battles, Sunderland just didn't stop doing it, did they?
Yeah.
No. And like you said, they signed a lot of physical players, and it really, they play into it well, but they've got some good technical players in midfield to make it tick. I mean, you were at fault for the first goal for Arsenal, but Enzo Lefebvre played pretty well, getting him out of trouble, but keeping the ball, not just lumping it. And I mean, they started to lump it in the second half, and that's when Arsenal piled on more pressure and got the second. But I thought it was a fantastic game of football. I think it's probably one of the best games I've watched all season.
Yeah, it was a good goal by Saka as well.
Yeah, well taken.
Yeah, I think Sunderland's equaliser came from David Raya because throughout the game he's done that thing where he's come out and got low quick. Yeah, he's done it he did it 2 or 3 times in the game, and I think for that, he kind of in his head he just got used to doing that, and he dove out of his net for that probably didn't need to do it for the equaliser.
No, he'd have
And
just
he's-
caught it, wouldn't he, if he'd have
Yeah.
stayed on his line. But
And he's been done, and but well-deserved point, and I love it because if Arsenal won today, I don't think the Man City Liverpool game would have been as good today because it's given them a chance to claw it back.
Yeah.
And we want a title race. We don't want to. I mean, it was nice for Joe last season when Liverpool just rode off to the sunset with a title.
played
but,
in the league on their own while everyone else just cracked on.
Yeah. But I want drama. I'd say a team that's gone under the radar. Well, they started off the season quite shit. I don't know if they're good or not. But Chelsea went second yesterday. I think they're third now. I mean, I know they only beat Wolves, who have employed Rob Edwards, and I think you want to stay up. Do you want to stay up? Was he keeping you up?
Again,
Reckon
though,
for
I
next
think
season.
was it when did Chelsea score? Yeah,
They
because
were half time, weren't it?
yeah, just after half time. Because
Yeah.
apparently, again, Wolves were that bad for a long period and ended up just losing 3-0. They were quite competitive for a long period, but
Seems to be their issue, though, doesn't it? As soon as they get one goes past, they're like, "Oh,
yeah,
you expect a second or a third." A couple of times they've come back into it and lost last minute, like against with Burnley. But yeah, I mean, I think Chelsea are a weird one because I don't think they look particularly good, but they keep eking out results. So
Yeah,
it's
I think
worrying
it's what
one.
you'd expect from a very young, talented side. They're just inconsistent, Chelsea, aren't they?
Well,
They
spent
can
£2
turn
billion,
it on
haven't
because
they?
Spent
£2 billion as well. That doesn't help.
yeah, and about 4 squads just in case one goes wrong.
Well, they're the world champions.
Yeah, it just proves that football's a very funny old game.
I
I
do think that Gusto's a very good player.
Yeah, right.
I think he's very good. And Caicedo's proven me a lot. Because I thought he could look good on the Brighton side, but I think he's brilliant whenever he plays for Chelsea.
I mean, that's the strongest thing for him, isn't it? That midfield pairing, just him and Enzo. Just and they're both engines, and they both have the different qualities that
and they're both very good footballers.
match very well.
Turns out if you spend about £200 million on a centre midfield, mate, that might turn out all right.
Yeah, what was it? 222 million, I think.
Yeah, 222 million.
Yeah. They're getting there, aren't they?
And then what were it? 65 million on João Pedro up front, and 64 million on Gittins, who don't barely play a minute.
It's joking it.
Yeah.
But it's all right because they'll sell 3 of them for about 40 million plus profit.
Yeah, they'll make a lot of profit.
Yeah, so Chelsea, I don't know if they're good or not. That's what we're trying to get. That's the point I'm trying to get to. I don't know if they are good or not. It's a weird one.
They'll lose next week because they're just the bizarre side, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, they've been very lucky in a couple of home games. Should have lost to Palace, they lost to Fulham.
Yeah,
but they just managed to get that. Eke out those results.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. You get a bit of luck, and you get results you shouldn't have got. But that builds momentum because the players will look at the table and see the points on the board, and that goes. And I've watched many Wednesday teams. I think we've been very unlucky, and we've got no points out of like the last 3 games. And I thought, oh, we've been brilliant. But you can see, but it does do something mentally to the players' heads. But if they win a game, even if it comes off someone's arse and they play poorly, they seem to play better. I don't know. I think there's something in that. Chelsea get key early
when it's not going your way, that's when all the deflected goals happen, isn't it? Like the Liverpool thing. Liverpool are not having the best moments at the minute, albeit they are churning out some great performances that we're seeing like Champions League and stuff, and in the Premier League. But every now and again, it's not happening. And when it doesn't happen, it's sod's law, isn't it? The Man City will score 2 deflected goals against.
That's what I mean. But it's like Chelsea will see themselves 4th, even though they're maybe not deserve to be 4th in the way they play. But then the manager says, "Look, you win today, lads. You go 2nd."
Yeah.
And suddenly,
I think that
gives you a bit of a boost on the pitch, right?
I think that's part and parcel of this season, though, as well. Because if you look at the table, it's something like I think there's 5 teams on 18 points.
Yeah,
or something, and it's so congested.
There's not been many draws. There's not been many draws this season, right? I feel like everyone's just winning or losing.
No,
it feels that way.
And that's what's making the league so exciting. Like even like down to like 15th, I think you win 2 games and you suddenly you're in the top 4. It's like whoa.
Yeah.
Like that's normally the Championship, not the Premier League. So it's kind of I think it's quite exciting.
Edwards. I can't imagine there's a Wolves fan out there that's happy about that.
No,
You're doing well at Middlesbrough, but Middlesbrough always do all right
Do well
in
for
Championship.
But I think
They always-
Middlesbrough have been riding their luck lately.
Well, they always do well first half of the season as well with Middlesbrough, don't they?
Yeah, they've not been great, but obviously they're still winning games, so they've got bloody good footballers in the team. And but I don't know. I'm not. Well, we better be careful. We better be careful what we say because Monotone Keith weren't that good when he took over, and we were shocked at what he was doing. Turns out Monotone Keith knows exactly what he's bloody doing.
It fucking pisses me off.
What is it? A bus stop in Hounslow?
But do you know what? I think you've got to look at. It's not even just the managers. You've got to look at the whole setup and of the clubs and the hierarchies because there's so many clubs now in the Premier League. There's probably about 5 or 6, I'd say. You could put anyone in charge, and they generally get them ticking and doing well. So that's Brighton, Palace, Brentford, Bournemouth. Bournemouth maybe not so much because Iriola is just fantastic. But there's those few teams. Just to, as I say, name a few, but they all seem to just get results every season and always at that 40-point, 50-point mark, ticking along nicely.
I know. And that Thiago they've got is big stag up front, isn't he? And he can't have it at a ball. I know that goal against Man United when he absolutely smashed it top corner from like outside the box.
Well, and don't forget, Monotone Keith has brought back the long throw, eh? That everyone keeps talking about.
I know, but I ain't seen a long throw. I ain't seen a long throw for 10 years.
However, there is a long throw, and then there's a bloody Coyote long throw because that's Rory Delap-esque, isn't it?
It's a weapon. It's a weapon.
Because you know, like some teams, Arsenal are doing it. Declan Rice, it fucking like goes up in air and comes down with snow on it and barely reaches box. You know, like it's pointless. But that one Coyote throws in, oh my word, that is hard to defend.
Did you see that Sunderland brought in their advertising boards so they couldn't get as much of a long
so
throw
have as much as a run up?
It's literally back to Stoke tactics. Best put this out for a corner because we don't want to give him a long throw.
Ball boys with water guns just spraying out footballs to make it harder for him.
Putting grease on it, got baby oil on sideline.
Yeah. Which was like a game where the
Swansea, Chelsea,
when they were running off with towels.
Oh,
do you remember that?
It would have no. I thought you were going to talk about that. Ball boy won't give ball back and Hazard boots it.
There was one I can't remember who it was. He had a long throw and player kept moving his towel and ball boy just kept basically running up and nicking it.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah, so Brentford 3-1 against Newcastle. Did not see that coming. And Newcastle are on a bit of a poor season, aren't they?
Away from St James's Park, they don't look that good.
It's hit and miss with Newcastle at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like maybe I made this up. I'm sure some stuff's happened in the hierarchy and some things have changed. Maybe that's affected stuff. I don't know. I do know, but the person who employed Eddie Howe is no longer there, so I don't know I don't know how long he'll get, how much time he's got. I mean, he must have a lot of credit in bank.
I have to be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it doesn't help when Dan Burn gets sent off either.
No.
And we spoke about the penalty earlier. I don't think either of them are penalties.
They've got to be looking at succession soon, so like the likes of Dan Burn and stuff. Because Dan Burn, they signed him to sort of stay up in the Premier League. It turns out Eddie Howe got the best out of him.
I think they've still got quite a few. I think they've already thought about that. So you got you've still got Shah and Botman.
They tried it, didn't they? And Elanga and Wissa. I mean, Wissa's been injured. And he's
not played a game.
He played the game from him.
No, he's got injured. And he's going to AFCON, so he won't play until February. His contract was ended in June, so they paid 55 million quid for someone they could have got free in the summer. Elanga's already been dropped for Jacob Murphy. I think they've been let down by the signings, haven't they? I think that's what it is. Voltimar's worked out all right for him, but his goals have dried up a little bit recently.
I think it's a weird one. They've definitely got the players there.
There's enough there to turn it around, isn't there? Yeah,
100%. And obviously, this season they've got Champions League again, aren't they, to contend with? You'll probably see a little bit of hangover in some of those because they'll want to go further in that to attract the bigger names.
They won midweek, didn't they? It's difficult anyway when you don't have the size of the squads the big boys have. It's a bit easier for them to do these Champions League nights
But
and stuff.
they're the ones who get tired. They're the ones who moan about being tired. It's always the highest ones. It's never like the lowest ones. It's always the highest the ones who have more resource than anyone. They're the ones who moan.
Where managers moan like fucking make no subs until 83rd minute.
Yeah. I'll tell you who's impressed me loads this season, and I thought they were done. I mentioned it last week. Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He has turned them around, and he's
that's against Bournemouth as well, and I know that might sound ridiculous, but Bournemouth are a very good side, aren't they? When was the last time someone hammered Bournemouth?
Wow.
I think, again, similar to this one as well, though, if Semenyo doesn't miss that penalty, it could be a bigger, a different game, because it would have made it 2-1. But then I think 4 or 5 minutes later, they go and make it 3-0. Yeah. It's such a weird game, and I think we've mentioned it with the competitiveness this season. It's going to be those sort of games. There's going to be a couple of weird results, but then next week it'll end up being Bournemouth 3, and they'll beat someone like Brentford or whatever 3-0, and you think, wow, well, that's back to normal then.
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't see the full game, but it could have been completely different because from the highlights I did see, Martinez made some absolutely unbelievable saves on top of the. Did you see the one from the Alex Scott deflected?
No.
No, I didn't see it.
He takes a shot from the edge of the box and it literally is going over his head, and he has to take about 8 steps backwards and leap to tip it over the bar. It's like, honestly, an absolutely ridiculous save.
I mean, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and they've obviously got great players in that team. They signed a couple as well.
But they've kept losing players, haven't they? And they've got all this issue with PSR and stuff off the field and stuff. The summer was atrocious, didn't they? They didn't do anything in the summer, did they?
Well, brought in Harvey Elliott, Guessand.
They
brought in a couple. Obviously, got Emi Buendia back from a 5-year injury.
Did you see his free kick? Unbelievable today.
Yeah,
wow,
free kick.
Just seems to be.
The thing is with Aston Villa is I don't like the rules to the point where they're literally having to sell the players because in order to be competitive, they've got to spend to get in the Champions League. They want Champions League money. Makes it unbelievably difficult to stay there unless you have about a 6-year run of being able to stay amongst it. But Aston Villa know what the rules are. And if they're running at a wage, what's their wage to turnover? It's
96%.
something like 90. It's just like, you know what you're doing there. If you're going to gamble that much against it, then you can't have your cake and eat it, can you, when it's going against you?
But you look at the sort of stuff. There was the guy who was their director of football, signed Harvey Elliott for them on loan with the view to buy him.
Yeah.
Emery apparently didn't want him. They sacked the guy the director of football, and Harvey Elliott didn't even get on the bench today. So you think, but then he'll be on, it's 70 grand a week, sir. But he's not even in squad. That's where I've not really got the sympathy for Villa that I have for other teams, because they don't, they're not doing what Palace and Brighton and all them Brentford are doing, where they'll get players in, they'll sell them, and they'll make that money back, but they're always keeping that wage bill at a respectable level. Yeah, that obviously shows that they did that and they got the Champions League, which is fair enough. But look at other replacements earlier, and it seems to be very reactive in what they do recently.
I think there's certain managers that
like you say,
are not going to work with a director.
They're moaning about the rules, aren't they? But they're fully aware what's happening, what's coming up. It's like you can't be using like 90% of your budget and then going, I can't believe this. We've got to sell all of his players. Like, surely
it literally is about 96, mate. They've literally taken the piss with it. Like they're way higher than anybody else.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I get what you're saying. Right then, let's just quickly West Ham 1-2 on the bounce now. We'll sort of like tie these two in together. West Ham and Nottingham Forest both won today. It's blowing open the relegation scrap.
Yeah.
And apart from Wolves, who just look dead and buried, and I can't see Rob Edwards sorting it out. But West Ham and Forest both winning today. It looks like it's going to be between. Well, but he's dragged everyone into it, hasn't it now?
Well, with the managers and the style of football you play, that's exactly what you'd expect to happen, wouldn't you? Yeah. They will find a way to win football matches. Sorry, Joe, go on, mate.
No, I was going to say, I'm just going into the tightness. I think there's like 8 points, isn't there, between like second bottom and nearly 10th or something. It's like, it's ridiculous how close it is now.
If you go up to Newcastle in 14th, they're on 12 points and Forest are on 9.
Yeah, 3 points between them. It's,
and then Everton on 15th.
it is nice to see a bit of a competitive season. I hope it carries on. I really do. But I can see around that Christmas time, a few clubs losing the players to injury anyway, but then AFCON as well. It's going to be very interesting.
I think Leeds are going to go, and that's not being biased. Nothing.
Well, it is a little bit, but yeah, I agree.
It is a little bit.
I think if they can keep their home form up, I think if they keep their home form up, they've got a cracking chance. I think they're very similar to Sunderland. Obviously, not quite as efficient and not as quite as good, but they've got that galvanisation of that other teams don't. And I could see them sort of eking through as long as they keep that home form up. Their away form's absolutely horrendous, but if they manage to get 4 or 5 wins at home, it propels them to nearly 30 points, which is pretty good. And then if they get a few wins here and there away, or maybe a couple of draws, you never know. I'm just hoping it's going to carry on being competitive, because it's really fun to actually see a scrap at the bottom rather than it just being
past few seasons it is literally just been the 3 teams got promoted or just straight down, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's always done by Christmas or like January, because they're about 10 points adrift, and you're like, well, or Everton will be down there, and then they'll go, oh, do you know what? We're going to win 3 games on bounce. No, none of the others are going to do that. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah, time is running out when we've not spoken about Manchester United, have we?
No, we haven't spoken. Oh, well, they're good now, so it's not as fun to talk about Manchester.
No, but Spurs Man United being 2-2, it was.
So how many games are unbeaten now for Man United? Is it 6?
5.
Is it 5 unbeaten now? Did they lose the game before that first win? Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? 5 unbeaten now,
so.
which is unheard of, isn't it, when you think about how abysmal they were, and how much of a joke they were, and just how much pressure Amram was under and stuff. I mean, after that Grimsby game, that seemed to be curtains, isn't it? Let's be right.
His decision making still not there for me. I think he cost them all 3 points. Yeah. I think he cost them all 3 points without shadow of a doubt. The changes he made put them under pressure, and then as soon as Sesko goes off with that injury, they go down to 10. Very hard to hold on after that. And then obviously fair play to him for grabbing one back at the death. But if Richarlison didn't spend 15 minutes celebrating, it probably wouldn't have had that.
We're at the time. I know. So I saw that bit and I thought, fucking hell, come on, pal.
He's a clown. He did it against us a few years back, and we ended up. Jota scored in 98th minute and made it 4-3 because he was taking his shirt off and doing his pigeon dance. Like, just get on with the game.
He made that like he meant it. I think it would go in regardless.
Yeah.
Like, he was just sort of like in the way of it, sort of thing. It's just like his head.
Yeah. He does make a movement to it, but yeah.
They're very inconsistent, both of those sides this year, aren't they? And when I say inconsistent, I don't even mean from week to week. I mean over 90 bloody minutes. Both teams can look really good in moments, and then absolutely shocking about 5 minutes later.
Spurs without Kudus look a different team. He really does offer so much for them.
I think obviously they've still got a few key injuries, though, haven't they? Spurs. Solanke is still out, but he's been out for about a year now. I think it seems to be. Maddison's out still, who really does make them tick a bit in that middle. I think we are having him in the midfield. Is always imbalanced because most of I think the other 3 that they play, they're all very defensive minded. Like
it's definitely with Spurs and Thomas Frank. It's definitely going to be. I'm not when I say a matter of when, I don't mean they're going to win the title anytime soon, but I think like he just needs to make sure they get into Europe again at Champions League this summer. I do think over time he'll transform that team, because I think some of them players that you said, Solanke, Maddison, I think in an ideal world he won't have them in this squad anymore. So I don't think they're good.
I think Maddison always seems to put in a good performance and always comes up with a goal or assist. I think he's a class player, and I think he would work well in Frank's team. But I don't know. I think they've got a good squad at the minute, and they've got a lot up front. all the fans desperately want new forwards, but I think if all the forwards are fit, I don't think they'd do that
trying,
bad.
don't they? They keep trying with forwards. This can't seem to get one going, can they? Koulibaly's not really working out. Matthias Tel.
I called that before season.
He's still not fit, is he?
He's crap as well. That doesn't help. But I think Matthias Tel looks like they're the better of the few that they've got at the minute. He seems to have a little bit more of like that instinct in him.
He's young, isn't he? Is he what, 20? Just turned 20.
Yeah, 20, I think. Yeah.
So I think I've Kudus and him in team, and then sort of alternate around them for the others. But
I like Kulusevski as well. He's a good player when he's
injured as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
But then again, Kulusevski plays same place as Kudus, so you're sort of going tit for tat unless you put Kudus on left and then see how that works. Yeah.
When you can run, when you're really good at running, you don't like where you play. Just put him anywhere. Kudus, not that ball down that wing, mate.
They just need that. They need that bit of consistency at the minute, because when Van der Ven's your top goal scorer in all competitions, as much as he's fantastic.
Goal, by the way. What a goal in midweek, by the way. Christ.
Yeah.
But what I will say, they're inconsistent. We talked about it last week. They've only won one home game all season in the league. And that was first game of the season against Burnley.
Because everyone's off to Spurs for a jolly up, aren't they?
So like we say, the stadium's too good. People like to go there. We'll end it with a bit of Man United. I think Burnley's fantastic. I actually really enjoyed watching him, and I don't like Man United at all. So it's really painful to admit that. I've got two players I think who I really enjoy watching play football: Bruno Fernandes and him. And it's painful. I think they're both brilliant players.
I think what Burma brings to that team as well is he don't bring the weight. Everyone else seems like they're like, oh God, pull on shirt and it feels like it's dragging him down. He just seems happy to play. He's not bothered where he plays, not bothered who he's got with him. He's just going to play his game and he's going to put 110% in. Yeah.
I've said this for years, but Man United need to just go and sign the best of the rest, and rather than trying to sign established players from already big clubs who are doing better than them currently. They've gone to Brentford, picked their superstar out of their team, and it seems like he's the Sergio. He's loving playing for Man United.
Yeah, him and Cunha both love it.
The thing is, it's not so much getting the players, is it, at Man United? They definitely need to get those ones that are still going to give it when it's not necessarily going for you. And
you got your pay rise, you've got your contract.
You can see within Burmo and Cunha that they're giving it everything, aren't they? Even in those moments where it's not looking too good. Even Bruno, mate, when it's not looking good, he sulks like really bad on a football pitch. Fucking goes around blaming everyone other than himself.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, he's that best kid at school being put in a shit team, and he's trying all these things, and he's just like these useless twats around him, just letting him down. He's going,
I don't think Man United's
that's why he's throwing
shit.
the arms up.
That's why they can keep getting through these moments. Man United's team is not shit by any means. It's just for whatever reason they seem to be able to just capitulate.
I said, I think that's somewhat down to Amorim.
It's helped that they've got a keeper now, but doesn't induce sheer anxiety as soon as the ball was anywhere near the goal. And I think that's calmed the fans down, which calms the defence down. A bit like Donnarumma at Man City.
Sign a keeper that uses his arms and might come out and catch a ball now and again. And the thing is bloody Peter Schmeichel.
Well, Liverpool clearly having some sort of an effect with Alisson being out. Man City have looked so much better with Donnarumma in the net.
I don't know. I think Mohamed Ashley is a very, very good goalkeeper.
Oh, he is.
People trying to pin stuff on him last week, and I'm just like, what are you on about? he's made some great saves. I think he's a great keeper, and he's just going to continue to get better. I don't think that's anything to do with for us, but it definitely is for Man United. Bringing someone in who's got a little bit of stability just helps that squad. Although I do think that, as much as they're going to do better, if Amorim keeps making these random subs, it's going to cost him in the long run. He keeps taking his centre backs off, and then they concede. And I'm like, it's every game. They take a centre back off. They take, say, Dorgo off, who's been playing well. They put Dallo on, who's just coming, sort of like he's coming into the game to be like to shore him up. Massively out of position. You done, and then it's
Dallo. I mean, Mourinho signed Dallo.
Yeah,
that's how long ago it were. And he's just.
Has Amorim managed a game where he's not subbed a centre back?
No, I don't think so.
When they have Euro,
does he know the rule that all of the managers do? They're like, do not change your centre back partnership unless you have to. Yeah. I think there's a reason why every single manager in the world does that.
They've been like, I think they win 3 on bounce. Euro playing centre back, then they go to there and go. Do you know what? Actually, we'll play Maguire instead, and then we'll shift. We'll shift Delict out to right, even though he's better in centre.
I mean, they spent 70 million on Euro. Because he's going to be.
He's a good player. I really quite like Euro.
I don't think I've watched a Man United game and thought Euro is the issue in any of it. I thought in nearly every time I've watched him that he's the only defender that seems to look like he knows what he's doing and he's a Ben.
Like I said, Euro and Delict is them right and centre are so much better than the rest they've got. I think you can play anyone at left.
Delict has gone back to basics. Just play centre of a free. Don't do anything stupid anymore. Kick it out, defend. You're good at that. Yeah. Do what you're good at, and fuck me, it's working. I think sometimes these players get too confident in themselves and think, I'm going to start taking out like I'm Franz Beckenbauer. But you're not, mate. You're not that good.
Just fucking edit and kick it.
Yeah, edit and kick it. You're a defender. That's all you're good at. Yeah, there's only exceptional defenders who can take it out of defence and be brilliant with it. And he hit one of them. Right, I'm gonna leave it there because it's 10 an hour and 10, 20 past 10, and I can't be arsed anymore.
The honesty this week.
Yeah, thank you very much, lads.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. See ya.
Yeah.